We are love, we are one. So let's treat everybody like that right now. So I want you to look at someone that's sitting next to you, look them in the eye, and say, I'm glad you're here. No, that wasn't even hard. It's one of those simple things that once we open up our heart, then it's easier to open up our mouth and then just share from what's in our heart with our brothers and sisters. And that's how we lift each other. It's as simple as that. Sharing our love, sharing our uniqueness. The songs were beautiful, talking about that. The Divine Dip was awesome. And this last song was great, because that's who we are. We are love and we are one. So this month we've been doing a series on the path that we walk. And like we said earlier last week, Beth did the path of kindness, yeah, which was great. Cindy did path of love. And today I'm going to do how to stay on your path. So how to stay on your path. So I put in hashtag, how to stay on your path of the Christ. How to stay on the path of your Christ. Because that's who we are. When we say we are love, we are one. We are that Christ child, that light on planet Earth, moving through, using this vehicle to share our essence and uniqueness. So this journey is our opportunity to be the love of God made manifest. What that looks like is up to us. And don't we all make that look different? That's what we should, because we are unique. And we came with our unique purpose, our unique plan, and our unique opportunity to let that plan unfold with God's love. Your path is yours alone. You may be walking with others, but your path is yours alone. It's unique unto you. And aren't we all getting that a little bit more now? Our relationships are lifting and changing because we're understanding that each soul has their own unique path. Now, as we walk on our path, we can still be that love of God made manifest, supporting them in their walk. But if we give God's love to our soul, to our walk, that's where the transformation can truly take place. Walking together with our purpose. Cindy and I walk together, and we have a vision. We have a vision from God, and we work for God. But then her soul has her purpose and her walk to do. My soul has my purpose and my walk to do. And they're different. But our saving grace, and she said this a lot of times, our saving grace is our love for God. Because our love for God allows us to lift and transcend our littleness, maybe our egos. And so allowing God's love to flow through us, that's what allows us to work together. You know, understanding what her qualities and gifts are to give. Understanding what mine are to give. And the thing to do is understand that we all have perceptions. We might not understand what someone else is doing. That's where judgment will come in. However, if we go into our heart now, let's tap into God's love. That's going to lift us out of the judgment, which comes from our misunderstanding, to lift, and maybe we can begin to see, well, what is their mission? What is their purpose? But judgment separates us, love connects us. And so it's our choice. That's what we can do. We can choose to love. And that opens up infinite possibilities. As we learn to honor and support our own unique walk, it becomes easier for us to love and support others. Isn't it hard to work really hard and not get your needs met, you know? But then you still take your energy and you kind of help somebody else get their needs met. And then that doesn't feel good after a while. It's like, this picture doesn't seem right. It doesn't feel right. We came here for our soul, individual, soul purpose, to allow God's love to flow through us in our unique manifestation. So we are all the sons and daughters of God, unique in our expression. I don't have your answer, and you don't have mine. Your answer is within your heart, the Father within, you see. So when we come together, we can share, and we can give our ideas and our perceptions and our understandings to the best of our ability, but if we really open up our heart and share that love in our conversation, that's what really lifts that other. That's what opens up the door to their heart, allowing their Christed nature to begin to express even clearer. These are the gifts that will help us to understand who we are, what we're doing, and what this is all about. The world doesn't need to understand your uniqueness. Who does? You do. We need to understand our own uniqueness. That's our job, do you see? And once we can understand our uniqueness, we can be that. If we don't understand it, we're pretty much outer validated and looking around at people, life, situations. Am I fitting in? I think there's two phrases. We can either fit in or we could be a part. Now I think when we are part of something, do you see what I'm saying? We're part of the whole in our uniqueness. But a lot of times if we just try to fit in, usually if we're just trying to fit in, we're really not buying in. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. And that's why I wanted to hashtag that, your walk of the Christ, to begin to understand what our walk is all about here. Now we can have all of our experiences in this third dimensional density, and we can walk through matter, but we can spiritualize matter. We can live matter. We can free ourselves from matter instead of attaching ourselves to matter, and allow flow. So now we can give and receive. Easy. It's really neat that the younger people are kind of born knowing this stuff. And we had our 20s and 30s group Friday night, which is a lot of fun. And we just get off on lots of tangents and really cool. Well, I don't even know what we were talking about. And I just said something like, you know, the more you give, the more you receive. Every one of them. Yeah! The more you give, the more you receive. Now that's kind of a new paradigm in our race consciousness, because race consciousness has kind of been trying to survive and take care of themselves, to get their needs met, to keep their needs met, and do what it takes to claim their space. See, the new paradigm is if we are love and we are one, we can begin to share and give and help one another. The more you give, the more you receive. The more love you give, the more love you receive. The more money you give, the more money you receive. The more joy you give, the more joy you receive. The more anger you give, the more anger you receive. So if we are one and we are love and we have this opportunity to express God's love on the planet, well, what can we do to support that walk? Here, our mission statement, the journey of life is to know oneself, the path begins in the heart. Cool statement. Powerful. Because who resides in our heart? Christ. That all-knowing, that Father within energy, who speaks the word, who doeth the works. The journey of life is to know oneself, the path begins in the heart. So if we go within our heart, and that's where we want to ask our questions, well, we're going to get some guidance. And then if we listen to that guidance and follow that guidance and start our path, well then we just refer back to that when we have more questions. You see? We refer back to our heart for the answers, the guidance, the love, the knowing I am. Our true guidance will come from our heart. So how do we stay on this path of the Christ? Well, how did Jesus stay on the path of the Christ? We think it's so easy, but he took that consciousness of the Christ and kind of like Jesus, a soul fitted by many lifetimes to be able to house that degree of Christ that he did. And that wasn't the totality of Christ's love and light, but that's what this vehicle could hold. He was so clear. And then to walk that, to walk is that. So that's what his path was, to reveal to man God. Reveal to man God within man. And when he got ready to start out his ministry, when we all know about the temptations in the wilderness, don't we? So he is one powerful young man. And he's got the world right here. And so then he gets tempted in the wilderness with fame and fortune and honor and power. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's time to do it a different way. So the time he spent in the wilderness of acknowledging the baubles of this 3D world really don't mean that much. And so in that time, what he was doing was demonstrating how we are to create a new relationship with the world. You see? To create a new relationship with our world. Has anyone here ever chose to do something maybe radical? Oh, go on a diet, get a job, whatever. You see? And if we really want the best of that, don't we need to make a new relationship with our world? Like when we go to the grocery store, not buy the chips and sodas and cookies, because our plan is to eat healthy. So we support our plan, our path. So we're creating a new relationship. And we create new relationships all along our walk. Because once we get understandings, we get to a level where we get an understanding and we go, yeah. And then understanding leads us to the truth, and then the truth sets us free. And then we take another step up and we get another experience, we get another journey. So it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to begin to understand that. So Jesus, so he creates a new relationship with the world. This is how I want to demonstrate God to man. Okay? I don't need to own a 5-star fortune company or be the smartest person on the planet. I'm going to have the most open heart and share God's love. So he created a new relationship with man. And then what he did was he made his path a priority. He made his path a priority. And maybe that would be something we could look at to make our path a priority when we say we're going to get on this new path, to really make it a priority. To discipline ourselves, to our buying healthy foods, or meditating every morning, or doing service work, whatever. Anything that we're attempting to do to shift our energy and shift our consciousness, to support that. Make that a priority. It's not that you have to make it your whole life, but make it a priority, because don't things come up, I was going to do this, but, and I know we've all said but. So making it a priority is not bad, because Jesus made his mission a priority. He made it a priority by creating a new relationship with man. He didn't do it the same old way. Okay? So as he created that new relationship with life and then supported that in his walk, then that would be an example of us making our walk a priority. You know, like, when we say, this is radical, we are the sons and daughters of God, we're Christ within our heart. This is that Christ life. We're spiritual beings. This body is a vehicle. Well, here, people are, okay, I can get that. But out in raised consciousness, that might not be accepted wholeheartedly. And those are going to be the experiences that we have that are going to test us, so how much am I going to support that? To say God's a God of love, not a God of punishment or judgment. That sounds like a little simple question or dialogue to have with people, but it can get intense. Because to transcend from a God of love to a God of love from a God of vengeance and judgment, big leap. So these are simple things. Is like, can I discipline myself and live that? Can I support myself? Can I make it a priority? Can I make love a priority? Can I make God a priority? We were in the Yucatan, and this is just life for me and Cindy, and Adrienne went with us, and Reba. And I don't know how many times, it didn't matter where we are. Hey, let's do a circle. We're out in public, and we take hands, we do a circle, and we connect with God. We connect with everyone in God's love. And we pray and we call forth what experience we want to have. How we can be a greater channel of God's light to the people that we're with, you see? See, we take our path with us. We didn't leave it here. Oh, I'm on vacation, I don't have to do that. It's who we are. And that's when we can begin to be all in, you see? And make it a priority. We still had a good time. We still did tourist stuff. But we weren't afraid, and we did not care what people thought. When we publicly prayed or stopped in restaurants, and every time we ate, someone different had to say that blessing out loud. How cool is that? So it's to be able to take our path with us. It's not something we do on certain days, once a week. Make your path a priority. Choose for you. Choose for you. Oh, wow, that sounds selfish, doesn't it? This is what I'm going to say. Choose for you. Choose for your Christ. You see? So choose to have those experiences for your Christ unfoldment. Not for your personality or ego. Choose for you. Choose for your Christ. Be in the now. Be in the now. Okay? The past. We all know how powerful our past is. The past thoughts, the patterns, the memory, the belief that we just keep carrying with us. It's that baggage that our people say, drop it, get rid of it, you don't need it any longer. You do not need it any longer. You can't let go of the past. It's had its day. A funny thing happens when you be in the moment and connect with God. That's when the infinite possibilities of the universe open to you. Because when you go to the past to a pattern, identity, a belief, there's your experience right there. It's defined by that. Because you think it's that. So, I'm going to let go of that. I'm going to open up to the presence of God, not only within me, but within everyone. I'm going to take a step. Watch out. Things will happen. Probably good things. Probably good things. There's infinite possibilities when we connect with God and take that step. This is what Jesus told the people. He was always getting in trouble. They're arguing with him. The Pharisees arguing with him. Hey, in your holy books, doesn't it say, ye are gods? Ye are gods. It's in their holy books. That's what they've been taught. But could they translate into the now? Ye are gods now. That's what he was trying to share with them. In the sense that we don't have to fly and walk on water and jump off of buildings and have angels catch us. Open up our hearts and love. Open up our hearts and love. It's too simple. It shouldn't be too simple. Choose for you, your Christ. Is this choice I'm making serving my Christed nature? Simple question. You'll get a yes or no in your heart. If we override it, it's up to us. Do for you. Do for your Christ. See? Connect with God. Connect with God when you're making those choices. When something's come up, you've got a good choice in your life. Partner with God. Partner with God. I guarantee you, you'll never be steered wrong. So choose for you. Choose for your Christ. This is another little Jesus story. Jesus is choosing for the Christ. So he's walking with his disciples, and they come to a little village, and he starts healing the people, you know? And pretty soon, people just keep coming. So he's working all day, and they're keeping it coming and keeping it coming. And so that night, Jesus says to the disciples, we're leaving at daybreak. Okay. Says that disciples, Master, we can't go. See, Master, we can't go because all these people are coming to be healed. You see? See, he probably could have stayed there for 3 years, don't you think? Just like all the healing fountains on the planet now that people go to. No, it's time to go. My mission takes a priority. Because he did for the good of the whole, and the good of the whole is for everyone that was coming. You see? So he did that for the Christ. He didn't come there to set up one little healing temple. He demonstrated the Christ, the presence of God, in many different ways. And then he supported that. How many times does it say, and Jesus disappeared and went up into the mountains to meditate? To meditate. So when he's meditating, he's connecting with Father. When we meditate, it's not selfish to take that time for our Christ. And yet some people let the outer world get in the way. I was going to meditate, but, you see? I teach meditation classes, so I get to hear that all the time. Because your homework is to meditate every day. And then when they come back the next week, how'd everybody do? Oh, I did pretty good. I did 4 days. All right, you're 7 in a week. But I love you. You're doing good. But you see, something can always come up. But I'm here to tell you that meditation is probably one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself, for your Christ, to support your walk as a son or daughter of God. Meditate. That's the food you know not. Breathe in that holy breath. Breathe in God's love. Appropriate it. And then be your path. Be your path. See, we aren't separate from our path. The path of Christ wasn't separate from Jesus. Jesus and the path of the Christ was one. God and I are one. The Father and I are one. And so as we begin to move out of duality into oneness, see, that's our step right now. Let's move into oneness. To not see the separation. To see God in the eyes of our brother. Not just Vince. I'm going deep. I want to see God within Vince. That's where I want to connect with him. Namaste. And that's how we can walk through life. It doesn't take any longer. It isn't harder. But the old patterns, you see, the old patterns keep us doing the same old things. And we know what word that is, don't we? Can anyone think of a word about doing the same thing over and over again? Insanity? And expecting things to change? We create with thought in this dimension. We create with thought in this dimension. Change your thoughts, you will change your world. Paul said, be ye renewed by the transforming of your mind. 2:17, change your thoughts, change your world. Quantum nature reality. Nothing's new, different language. different language. So be your path. God and I are one. You are a unique Christed expression of God. Jesus didn't look like what most people wanted him to look like. Do you think? Jesus didn't do what most people wanted him to do. See, Jesus brought the kingdom of heaven, and the people still wanted the kingdom of earth. And that's what he said, the kingdom of heaven. That's what's this look like? He said, the kingdom of heaven cannot be seen with eyes. The kingdom of heaven cannot be seen with eyes. This is in Luke. The kingdom of heaven can be seen with your heart. It can be known in your heart and can be felt. That's the teachings of Jesus. Love. Very simple. Love, love, love. Through every aspect of our life, choose love. And allow that to transform and transcend what experience we're having. See, Jesus was good enough for himself. Do you think Jesus sat around at night and beat himself up? I don't. I don't think he did. Because I think he was in the moment and following that guidance every step of the way. And I think we beat ourselves up when we do not follow our guidance. I knew I should have did that. Anybody said that? One person said, no. We beat ourselves up when we have the guidance closer than our hands and feet. You see? To become the path. Be the path. You're the path. Just be it, express it. We all came with the opportunity to express God's love through our uniqueness. Express love through our uniqueness. Jesus expressed God's love through his uniqueness. And then the universe validated his truth. And the universe will validate your truth. Can we have faith in the wisdom of God? To have faith in the wisdom of God. It's a wonderful, wonderful gift that we have with us every day. Let's go with him. And once again, let's close our eyes and close the door of the worldly way. Just see that door shutting. And as you breathe, take your awareness and just follow that holy breath right into your heart. Just breathe and ask to be taken to your heart. I ask to be taken to my heart. I ask to be taken to the garden of my heart. And just breathe and allow the universe to support you, for that's your intention. It's my intention to go into my heart. So just breathe and just allow the universe to support you moving into your heart. A space of peace and love. Your unique understanding of what that could be. As you find yourself in your garden, ask that your divine Christed I Am presence be present with you now. I ask that my divine Christed presence be with me now in my heart. And just breathe. And as you breathe, you might feel your heart getting warm, expanding with an inner knowing. You might see a beautiful being of light standing with you. Whatever vision you choose, that Christed energy will be revealed to you. And consciously ask to be connected with that energy. And just breathe. Breathe that cosmic communion. Breathe and feel your energy getting lighter and freer and brighter. begin to get glimpses of your unlimited nature, your pure potential. Breathing oneness with the Christ I am. And now in this place of perfect peace and purest love, connecting with that Christed nature from your heart. I intend to bring my life into alignment with my spiritual nature. I intend to bring my life into alignment and harmony with my Christed nature. It's my intention to bring my life into harmony, joy, love, and peace with my divine Christed nature. And just breathe and feel the weight of your words, how powerful they are. They're keys that open the universe to you for your unique expression. So just breathe and be bathed in the light now. Just see that radiant light just surround you. And just breathe and breathe in the light and drink it in and feel how loved you are, how supported you are. As a beloved child of God. Be still and know, I am with you always. Breathe and feel yourself lifting, moving out of that beautiful light. Almost like we're moving through time and space, and find yourself sitting back in your chair. Sitting back in your chair in this room. Feel your feet on the floor. Glad to be alive on planet Earth at this moment in time, with the opportunity to express God's love in my own unique way. Breathe, feel, and know. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes. That love, that light I am within each heart is where we can get any answer, any guidance, any insight, any truth. And it's as simple as that, to go within. We are the creator sons and daughters of God. The dreams that we hold in our heart are ready to be birthed. The stage is set and the time is now to begin to play our part. Our part. Our uniqueness is integral in the recreation of our world. And they all said, "Yea, God."
Yea, God.